Hello students. Now it is very critical situation is going to around the globe. So stay at home and try to complete the syllabus. I hope these critical situations will be overcome and we will be in the daily life. So now today I am going to start the second unit of class 9, the first lesson, that is lesson 5, all summers in a day. I know that you are in the home, so your duty to study properly. All summers in a day, actually written by Ray Bradbury. The full name is Ray Douglas Bradbury. So before study the total story, you have to know something about Ray Douglas Bradbury. Ray Douglas Bradbury actually an American fiction writer. In the 20th century, he wrote so many science fiction, fantasy, horror, and mystery stories. So all the Bengali medium students have to first read the passage carefully, and I hope you have notes the word properly. Now I'm going to discuss about the meaning and about the story. So Ray Douglas Bradbury wrote the fictional story, fantasy story, horror story, and mysterious story. That means কিছু কাল্পনিক গল্প, কিছু ভৌতিক গল্প এবং কিছু রহস্যজনক গল্পের তিনি লেখক। In this story, all summers in a day, we'll know about the world that is outer in space, where a lot of peoples actually waiting many years for watching the sun. How they have passed, how they have actually continued their life, what is the actual eagerness in their mind before watching the sun. That is very important. This text actually turn you towards the imaginary world where the people live not like us. It is totally different. So this text will provide you that how the children in Venice eagerly waiting near about 7 years to watch the sun ray, to get the first ray of sun as like the ray of hope. So now the two questions is very important here. That is, number one, who is Ray Douglas 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 Bradbury. Bradbury. And number 2 question, what is the theme of the story? Number 3, why do we study this story? I told you that before study the story, you have to solve these 3 questions. And these 3 questions will provide you the summary of this story. Number 4, which is very important, that is, which planet provide us different information about the outer world. So it is a very interesting story. I hope the students will realize. And before going to the story, you have to turn your mind towards the fictional world. Now, the very beginning, it had been raining for 7 years. Thousands of Delhi filled from one end to other with rain. The days were filled with the gusts of water. So in that way, you just try to study the full paragraph, and you will know in this paragraph thousands upon thousands of days. This thousands upon thousands of days. This phrase will provide you that it is a long story, passed away, and it was raining for 7 years. Now imagine that, 7 years, 7 bachor. And everything was gas, full with the source of water. All the places, heavy showers, all the places covered with the water, 1,000 forests crushed under the rain. Now imagine that how the planet was on the time that continuous raining of 7 years. আমি আশা করব যে তোমরা সবাই এটাকে ইংরেজিতে বোঝার চেষ্টা করবে, কারণ এটার বাংলা, ইংরেজি টু বাংলা করার জন্য অনেক বই রয়েছে, সেখানে তোমরা পেয়ে যাবে। বাট টু স্টাডি প্রপারলি দ্য স্টোরি, you have to write the summary. So in the first paragraph, what is the summary? You must try to write the summary of the each paragraph. So the first paragraph, first para. Now this was the way of life, means it is a continuous life that every 7 years, you know, the total planet of Mars, Venus, and others. Now this story actually provides you the story about the Venus, where 7 years, remind it, 7 years, that is totally covered with the water. And after the 7 years, how they are, everyone will very much eager to know what would be happen next. And this is the story that we'll discuss. Now, the classroom was ready. And in that planet, there was a civilization. They set up a civilizations at this running world. And everyone's now interact to each other. Ready? Ready. Now, soon. Will it happen? Means they were this part of actually how they are eager to know what would be happen. The eagerness. Will it happen today? Will it? Look, see for yourself. This is the expressions that all the students are interacting to each other. How it will be continued next. So, my dear students, I know the first paragraph means it had been running until to see for yourself. See for yourself. এতদূর পর্যন্ত তোমাদেরকে কিন্তু সামারি লিখতে হবে। অ্যান্ড এর মধ্যে যে আননোন ওয়ার্ডগুলো আছে, বেসিক্যালি আমার যেগুলো তোমাদের মনে হয়, gusts of water, that is the flow of water, endless, limitless, tidal waves, that is very important. Tidal waves, that actually tide থেকে tidal normally happens in the sea area. জোয়ার ভাটা যেটা তোমরা বলো, that is the biggest wave. And 1,000 forest crushed, that crushing broke down, yes, and grown up 1,000 times to be crushed again. And this is the possibility that everything will be breakable, will be spoiled, will be ruined. In that circumstances, the school children are now interacting to each other, that to men and women who came by rockets from Earth, the peoples actually coming from the Earth, means Ray Douglas Bradbury actually wanted to make a connection with the Earth and the Venus. So I hope it is clear. And now the simple 3 questions, these questions you will do today. These questions are very important. And on the next class, I will provide you that how the students are chattering to each other and continued their life towards the world. Thank you. And next day, watch my channel. I will provide the next part.